Hi, welcome back to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie. I'm your guide into the world of Chinese. What we do here is we review what we covered yesterday and then continue our journey to learn one more thing. And yesterday we talked big concept in Chinese. I call it the 3 pillars of moral, which is义廉耻, and we put a 寡 in front of it. 寡 means little. It's like minimum, almost like non-existent, right? But it's a little bit, it's not zero, it's not non-existent, but it means very little, singular, just count as one. And then 义 is the sense of, it came from this sheep above self-referral, so meaning self-sacrifice, and somehow the meaning becomes like justice, like seeking justice, or justice to the whole, like your tribe or something like that. And then lian means you stick to your own, you have your own boundary, your bottom line, you stick to the principles. You are not easily easily put yourself under kind of a negotiable ground because you want to be, like fit in or something. Like, no, this, like, you have your own principles. And then 耻 is a sense of shame. So even if there's nobody around, you can still watch yourself not to do something that you'll feel ashamed of later on. Okay, so this is yesterday's 寡义廉耻, and today we carry over the character 义. So 义 is this sacrifice image, and then they further refer to a sense of virtue, especially a sense of justice. And easy to write, right? Just 3 strokes. We have this cross thing, this kind of a cross like that, and a dot. It's simplified, but we've seen where the word came from. So, 愤. Okay, so all the rest 3 words are sound maker, meaning maker combinations. So over here, by now, you probably can guess that meaning maker actually is the smaller one, and sound takes the majority of the frame. So meaning maker here is this simplified version, means heart. So we have seen heart before that got 3 tubes coming out of it, right? And this is, I guess, it's just the 3 tubes. The heart itself was simplified because it would take too much space. So this is simplified heart symbol. And anything with this symbol around means it's related to emotion. So the sound maker on the right side, I don't even know how to pronounce by itself. We don't use that word on its own, but the right side we recognize, okay, this is the character for shells or seashells. And I don't know, like the top part looks nice, the structure, right? Like 3 crosses placed together, but on its own, there's no meaning for that. Altogether is the sound maker, and the word pronounced as 愤. And of all the emotions, basic emotions in humans, this is the anger word. So Chinese, I mean, in English, there used to be a popular game called Angry Bird, and Chinese translated into 愤怒的小鸟. So 愤 is this word. So that does mean angry, right? And 填, so okay, meaning maker, 填. On the left side is this soil or ground, meaning just, it kind of signifies, right? So this is the ground level, and then you have something growing up with a root below it. So the whole thing means it's from the ground, from the soil. and the right side means truth. 真 pronounced as 真, but as a sound maker, it transformed its own sound somehow during some point of time. Now the whole thing pronounced as 田. So 田simply means fill, and it's like we have the soil over there to fill. That kind of makes sense, right? Because as an agriculture society, the act of filling with soil is a common practice back then, as part of the farming process operation, right? So, of course, the meaning of fill very likely come from the stuff somewhere with soil. Okay, so this is 田. 应, okay, another super complicated word, character, but broken down into two pieces. The bottom, the smaller, the wrapped in part it looks like moon, right? The character moon. And somehow over the history of Chinese, the moon symbol was used to refer to body parts. So anywhere on your body, like your legs, your arms, your brain, like all those characters, somewhere in them has this moon symbol on it to mean its body. And the top part, of course, is a sound maker, which I cannot pronounce on its own, but that's how it was carried over. The whole character means chest. So what does it mean? Justice, anger, fill chest. It means somebody is indignated. The whole word is indignation. Is this sense of injustice that fills somebody's chest with anger. I guess that's about it. Today is probably going to be short, and the drawing here, the reason why I choose this drawing, because I'm like, okay, this word 应, I seldom see it in my language use, and it's not definitely now this word mostly lived in this phrase, right? And I don't see it anywhere else. So I was wondering, like, who else is using this character? It turns out, yes. In the Qing dynasty, the last dynasty in China, there were 8 outstanding young men, I guess, somehow older, I guess, depends on their lifespan, but that were like artists, make names for themselves with drawing or calligraphy. A lot of times the combination of drawings and calligraphy, and each of them were famous for some genres. And like this artist called Li Fangying, with the Ying in his name, was known for the plant, especially plum, bamboos. We're talking about the 4 pillar plants that kind of personifies the Chinese admired qualities on at least the literature man. And so this is the plum. Another evidence to show that this is culturally significant, that a lot of drawings are dedicated to this special plant that has this character of blooming red color in the deep cold winter, and have this contrast of white background with this red blooms. And it's just in defiance of the adversity, or like environment. It's you keep your own pride almost, right? So this is the plant depiction in the water ink, the most common. I guess that's not the only art form, but it's most common, because water and ink and the special kind of paper that has the right degree of absorbing the ink, that you don't have a big blob of ink when it comes down. but it kind of spread out in its own like controlled manner so that you can depict something. You can see the use of ink, the light and dark contrast. You can see like the different branches and the lighting just by the use of ink and a lot of blank space. There are, of course, different caliber or gauges of the brushes, just like in Western. So there's some more finer lines, like the flower petals are, with a smaller brush, and then these are like big forceful with but even if it may looks like it's like going down, everything is well practiced and well controlled, so that because this is almost like a performance art, you cannot paint over it. Whatever comes down on that paper is permanent. It's showing. You have no way to hide it either. So it's a one-time thing, and it's like a performance art. Like you only have one chance to make it perfect. Any like a drop of ink would ruin it, and probably this guy wasted a ton of paper just to practice to get there. And once a perfection occurs, and that becomes like a well sought after art that people recognize. And then after a picture drawn perfectly, of course you have this calligraphy thing that can be more personal and more casual, I guess, like put on some messages over there. And we talked about how the stamps, the artist, the art collector stamps are put on there to show endorsement. So that's Li Fangying is one of the 8 what they call eccentricity. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's like outstanding artists back then, that's not following the norm but have their own personal voice back in Qing Dynasty. All right, happy to share what I know, and thank you for staying with me. Hope to see you another day. Bye.